Breathe in, breathe out. Feel the shape of the brick between your fingers, the texture of the studs. Hear the sound of pieces clicking together. Watch as time slips away. Hey friends, my name is Crumbine. This is Emergency Creative, and today I want to tell you the story about how I almost lost my best friend in the whole world, and how a Lego set and a creative flow state helped ease the pain. Now, spoilers, the story does have a happy ending, but I think anyone who has ever loved anything knows that moment when your heart gets ripped away. Man, happy endings or not, that moment, rationality no longer exists. Logic takes a leave of absence. Which is interesting, because if it were not for the traumatic pain, those are actually the perfect conditions for getting creative. Come on, here you go. Hi, buddy. Hi, I love you, buddy. This is Jerry. Oh, stay up here, buddy. Stay up here for a second. Oh, there you go. He is a Chiweenie, and he is my... Okay, bye. And he is my four-legged life partner. Even though he was technically my ex's dog, well, you know how it goes. He was pretty much always my dog. When my ex and I broke up and she left, I was pretty devastated. But not because she was leaving. It was because she was taking my dog. And that final day, when she left and took him, that's one of those days I will remember forever. I was watching the doorbell cam from the privacy of my home office. She took Jerry, loaded up the car, and drove away. I have a very embarrassing recording of myself in that moment, just sobbing uncontrollably because my dog was gone. When we're overwhelmed, our brains are like a 50-tab Chrome browser running on Windows 95. Every click lags, every thought crashes. So, at the time, I did the only thing that made any kind of sense. I opened a Lego set. I opened all of the bags at once, dumped everything out, and started sorting. Because when we pump the brakes and start creating, something happens. Everything gets quiet. The noise and the pain and the anger, well, it doesn't go away, but it almost does. The world narrows down to color, shape, and click. And despite all the chaos raging in my brain, this same brain can't help but shift into a kind of single thread mode. And that is a flow state. Psychologists call it an optimal experience, which is also weird in the context of losing your best friend. But when you've lost your best friend, you will take whatever you can get. In a flow state, your brain stops worrying about time, ego, or outcome. You're just there in that moment, doing the thing that you are doing. And despite all that bad, this moment, right now, you almost feel good. Here's why Lego hits so hard for creatives. It mimics the same reward cycles as real creative work, but without all that pressure to be inventive or original, or the horrors of starting with a blank sheet of paper. With Lego, every click is a tiny victory, a microdose of dopamine. Your brain trades stress loops for completion loops. Instead of, oh my God, I will never see my dog. I will never see my dog again. Instead, it's, does this piece fit? And when it does fit, click, dopamine, a tiny little distraction from the grief of loss, a tiny moment of much needed peace. A Lego-induced flow state has a way of training your brain to focus on the process, not necessarily the results. Because it's the process that takes us somewhere different, somewhere where we're not drowning in this terrible, horrible, no good sadness. You know, results are finite, if not fleeting. But once a Lego set is built, it's done. You can admire it as it sits on a shelf and collects dust, but that's it. Likewise, you can own a dog, the result, or you can nurture a lifelong relationship with the best friend you will ever have. The process. And what is really heartbreaking, there's just something about this world that forces us to become results-oriented. And if we're always focused on some perfect result that's just out of reach, we're probably missing out on the beauty in the moment we're actually in. The flow state brings us back to this moment. When I built that Lego set after Jerry was taken away, I wasn't thinking about being productive or any particular output or result. Hell, I couldn't even think about going to the frickin' bathroom. But with Lego, in that moment, there was no deadline, no deliverable, no feedback loop. It was, and still is, this rare creative act that's, well, it's completely judgment-free. And that is the secret life hack here. Lego is not mindless, it's mindful. Yes, I needed some kind of distraction. I required a distraction. But this pressure-free, deep focus was, well, it was a kind of meditation in motion. And it allowed my brain to start sorting through the trauma of a lost friend. I promise you this story has a happy ending, and well, it's actually surprisingly anticlimactic considering all the stakes. A little while after they had left, the doorbell rang. I looked up, and there he was, tail wagging like nothing had ever happened. Without any prompting from me, I promise I had absolutely nothing to do with it, my ex changed her mind about taking Jerry, turned around, and dropped him off before leaving the state forever. And that was the day my best friend came home to me. But you are here for Lego, and yes, Lego can be fun, and Lego can be a distraction, and Lego can be a balm. But Lego is also a practice. It teaches our brains how to focus again, even in the worst of times. It teaches us how to find a sense of calm, especially in the worst of times. Because whether it is Lego or life, it is not about rebuilding what you lost. It's about finding peace in the act of building itself. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like liking and subscribing. And until next time, stay creative, friends.